Good evening and welcome to Tuesday Talks webinar. My name is Lisa Commendatore. I'm the Director of Student Orientation, Parent and Family Programs. Also joining me tonight is Susan Brown, our Associate Director of Parent and Family Programs. Many of you may have met Susan this past summer as she presented on parent programs and services during orientation. Tonight's topic is planning your visit for Parent and Family Weekend. After we present the helpful tips in planning, we'll open it up for questions. We invite you to type your questions into the Q&A pod, which should be on the right side of your screen. We'll do our very best to answer all of them, but if we don't, please feel free to email us at parents@northeastern.edu and we'll gladly assist you. So tonight we'll be covering our agenda items, which will be reviewing the timeline of events, the registration process, program highlights, travel, parking, hotel, registration, check-in, and also for the first-year families, checking in with your student as well. And as I said, we'll also cover questions and answers. For the timeline events, these are just times that we're offering different activities, Boston excursions as well as on-campus activities. And so not necessarily does every family have to come in between these times. Some families will come earlier, some families will come later in the programming. But you can see beginning Friday, October 27th, we have activities planned in between the hours of noon and 10 p.m. And on Saturday, October 28th, we have activities beginning earlier in the morning from 9 a.m. until 11 p.m. And then on Sunday, October 29th, we have activities from 8:30, and then the weekend will conclude by 1 p.m. So who's invited to Parent and Family Weekend? That's a common question for us. And it is whoever you consider your family. It's whoever you'd like to bring. And so at Parent and Family Weekend, you'll see parents, grandparents, siblings. Please be conscious of your students' roommate. If in fact the family or if your student's roommate does not have family that's attending Parent and Family Weekend, please feel free to invite them because we want them to feel a part of the weekend as well. And, obviously we have many families that are from out of this country and in many different countries and are unable to attend. And so it's just a really nice, it's a nice feeling for both your student and for their roommate to include them. Where to register? If you join our Parent and Family website, northeastern.edu/parents, you'll see all of the information that's necessary. In addition to the registration link, you'll see hotel listings, travel information, as well as the schedule day by day and time by time. You can see that by Friday, October 20th is our registration deadline, as well as refunds. And so registration has been open over the past week and will continue through the 20th. If you've purchased any tickets and have come to realize that you're unable to participate in whatever activity it was, whether it was a duck tour, Fenway Park tour, and you're unable to carry through with it, October 20th is also our refund deadline. Beyond the 20th, we're unable to refund or credit your money. What is the registration fee? It's $20 per person. This covers all programming and parking, and so every activity that you see on our schedule that's a non-ticketed event will be covered in that registration fee. And of course, there is no fee for children under 12 or your Northeastern student, unless it is a ticketed event. Options, options, options. You create your own experience. Many times families will reach out to us and say, well, when should we arrive and what is it that we should participate in? What would make it the best parent and family weekend? It's really whatever you want to make it. We will have families join us that will participate in activities from the beginning of Friday going all the way through Sunday. We have other families that will join us midday on Saturday, and they primarily are coming to take their student out to dinner, reconnect with them, and that's the extent of their parent and family weekend. And so it truly is what it is you want it to be and what your student wants it to be. You can see that we have some featured speakers that we're going to touch upon shortly. We have several academic events, on-campus family fun, Boston excursions, athletic events, and campus resource presentations. So again, it's whatever you want it to be. Our featured speakers will take place on Saturday the 28th. You can see that it's a non-ticketed event. Seating is limited and will be on a first-come, first-served basis. However, we will have an overflow area, and so if in fact seating reaches capacity, we will have another area that you'll be able to sit back, relax, and watch the show as it's being live streamed. On Saturday morning, following our college breakfasts, we have a welcome from President Ayoun. He'll provide university updates. We also are very, very excited to be hosting John Quiones, which many of you may know as a news veteran, as well as the host and creator of the Friday evening show, What Would You Do? His plan is to present and open it up for Q&A at the end of his session, and that's on Saturday afternoon. And so if this is something that you want to participate in, be very conscious when you are selecting possibly some other Saturday activities such as the Duck Tour, the Fenway Tour, if in fact you want to attend the John Quiones presentation, because certainly you don't want to overbook yourself. Okay, next are some of the academic events. On Friday evening, for those who come in on Friday, we have college receptions that take place late afternoon, early evening, and it's a time for you to mix and mingle with college representatives, students, faculty. You'll get some updates on the college. It's more of an informal setting, light refreshments, mix and mingle. And then you can see that we also have college welcomes, and those are typically conducted by the dean or the associate dean. Again, there will be college staff as well as students. It's not in a formal setting. It's informal as well. Light breakfast will be served at each of them. There isn't a big difference in between the receptions and the welcomes. It just gives an opportunity for those who arrive on Friday to attend the Friday reception, and for those who are just starting their day on Saturday morning, they can start with the college welcome. The college welcome on Saturday morning, just to take note, will precede President Ayoun's university address, and so many times families will go to the college welcome and then will lead you directly over to Blackman Auditorium for President Ayoun's welcome. You can see that we also have presentations on lifetime learning. We always have faculty spotlights where families can sit in on presentations. And then we have two different tours that will take place. The new facility, our new science facility, we have the Interdisciplinary Science and Engineering Complex tour, as well as the Marine Science Center tour. Now, the Marine Science Center tour, that's actually off campus. We have our Marine Science Center in Nahant, Massachusetts. It's really a favorite. We've been hosting this several times over the course of the last several years. It always is a sellout and one of the most enjoyed offerings that we provide. keep in mind, if in fact you decide to register for that, it typically is about 2.5 hours to 3 hours from the travel time there, the actual tour, and travel time back. Nahant, Massachusetts is about 15 miles north of Boston. It's on the coast, and it's a beautiful setting. Let's see, next we have some family fun. I'm just highlighting some of the things that are family focused. Everything with a dollar sign beside it means that there's a fee attached to it. We have bingo, where it's a lot of fun, a lot of really good prizes. Farewell breakfast, which on Sunday, which I believe actually may have sold out already, but that, it takes place on the 17th floor of a new residence hall that we have, East Village. And we have some of these student groups on campus come and they sing and play, the harp, and we've had pianists in the past and so forth, and so it's really a beautiful setting. If in fact you haven't signed up for that and you're interested, what I would do is, take a look at the registration on a daily basis if in fact something is sold out and you'd like to participate, because families' arrangements, they change on a daily basis, and it may look sold out one day and on another day actually be available tickets. And so again, just check the registration. We have our Family Fall Festival, which is always a highlight. We've been very fortunate with beautiful weather, but it's pumpkin painting and face painting, and it's really a carnival setting. We have different tastes of Boston, the clam chowder, and we have candy apples and music, and it's really a very nice festival. And that takes place for a couple of hours. And so on Saturday afternoon, we have a sibling scavenger hunt, which is always fun to get the Northeastern students and the younger siblings involved with some great prizes. We have Spookapella, our music showcase with a Halloween twist, and so that's going to be hosted by one of our student a cappella groups. And we have a fitness walk, which is a fitness walk throughout Boston. I believe that's on Saturday morning. And we also have a comedy show. And the comedy show is on Saturday night. We also have a men's hockey, ice hockey game as well, and it's for those who obviously don't want to participate in hockey. We have another option for the comedy show. We run two times, and one is earlier evening and one is at a later time, I believe 9 o'clock or so. But again, that's on the schedule. For the most part, we tell our comedians to keep the content clean, that this is a family audience, but we would definitely probably still suggest for young children not to be in the audience, just in case the comedian veers off track. And so I would say, anyone 16 and under, there may be some material not appropriate for them. Boston excursions, and so as you can see, these are extremely popular activities, and so tickets do go quickly. We have the Spirit of Boston Dinner Boat Cruise, which takes place on Friday evening. It's a beautiful cruise. Dinner is included on that, music, dancing. And I know that we still have seating available for that. We have Fenway Park tours, I believe, on Friday and Saturday. Some of the time slots have filled, but I know that others have not, and so you can check the registration. And the very same with duck tours. The duck tours are also scheduled for Friday and Saturday, and we do still have available duck tours. The Fenway Park tours, we leave here from campus. Fenway Park is only a 5-10 minute walk, and so we'll have a meeting place for you, and you can walk as a group, or you can show up directly at Fenway Park with your ticket and join the group that way. The duck tours are nice because they pick our families up right on campus, and so note that if in fact you go to register for a duck tour and you see that this time slot is filled, but it's something that you really want to do, you can reach out to the duck tours on your own off of their website, because they do have some ducks that leave from the Prudential Center area that you could join. But obviously the ones that are sold through our system will leave from our program, our campus. And then next we have some campus resource sessions. If you have interest in any of the topics that are listed, housing, the process for 2018 and 2019 is very popular, especially for first-year families. It's nice to learn the upcoming deadlines for your student of when they need to select housing and roommates. And so it's always good to have that information so you can give your student a little nudge or a reminder of what they have to do when. For those students who are interested in living off campus at some point, it's an opportunity, off-campus living. The off-campus services office will present on the process of that and how they can help with apartment finding, as well as what to look for and where to rent and who not to rent from. And so it's a great resource. We have the LGBTQA Center that will hold an open house that you can stop in and speak with staff and see the new center. It was newly renovated over the summer. And then Global Experiences, and that covers everything from international co-ops to study abroad programs. That's another offering that you can take part in. And then we have athletics and more. We have men's and women's ice hockey, women's volleyball, field hockey. The men and women's ice hockey is actually on campus, and I believe volleyball is on campus. Field hockey is at a different location. And your visit and how to plan for it. Many of you may have already downloaded our mobile app through the orientation season. If you have, you'll see that the app has updated with the Parent and Family Weekend information. If you have not downloaded the app, we really encourage you to. It has everything on there, from the schedule to not only information on campus, the campus maps and resources and resource numbers and where to park, but also Boston attractions and hotels and recommended restaurants and other things that you can participate while you're here in Boston. And so it's really a handy app. Even if you download it, it's a great app to use for the remainder of your student's career here at Northeastern. You can see that we have on-campus parking, and that will take place in the 795 Columbus Avenue parking garage. And so for everyone who registers online, we will be sending you a confirmation packet in early to mid-October. I would say more mid-October, to your home address. And it will have a hard copy of the parking pass. And it is day and overnight parking. But I will say that it will be on space availability, though we don't foresee any issue with people not being able, our guests not being able to park in the garage, but it is on space availability. And hotels, we list the hotels on our website, on our mobile app. You'll see that on this list, it will tell you how far we are from campus, and as you can see, the further out from Boston, the more economical. And so as you stay in Boston, you could have, a hotel room anywhere from, $300 to $500. If you move 1 mile out, you could have a savings of $150, $200. And so it's whatever your preference is. But definitely, if you haven't already, reserve your hotel as soon as you can. And these hotels that are listed here, these 5, they're very close proximity to campus. I would say that the furthest one would be the Hampton Inn and Suites, which is probably no more than a mile and a half, a mile away. The Colonnade is within walking distance. Midtown is walking distance. The Marriott is just a few blocks away, a nice 10 to 15 minute walk. And so these are hotels that we were able to block a limited amount of rooms. And so if in fact you call these hotels and you mention Northeastern and the Parent and Family Weekend, you will get a discounted rate. Again, these are limited. This is, I believe, those who are joining the webinar tonight are actually the first to know about these hotels. And so, you know, definitely if you have not selected a hotel or you selected another hotel and you think you can get a better rate at one of these, you know, cancel the other and reserve one through one of these different hotels. As I said, the Hampton Inn is the furthest one out. And your on-campus arrival, we can't stress enough that please check in with us once you arrive on campus so we know that you're here. Even if you don't have any pre-purchased tickets, it's an opportunity for us to provide you a schedule with the locations, of course, and meeting places of where to go and, you know, where you pick up the Duck Tour and the Fenway Park Tour and so forth. And so on that Friday and Saturday, the 27th and 28th, we'll be available in the Curry Student Center Indoor Quad. For those who have visited campus before, I'm sure that you're probably familiar with that. We'll also have signs and balloons pointing you into that direction, but it takes place from 8 a.m. in the morning on both of those days, and we'll have staff there until 7:30 p.m. on both of those evenings. And so when you arrive on campus, stop in, pick up your schedule. Any pre-purchased ticket, whether it's hockey, duck, Fenway Park, the Nahant trip, any of that will be picked up there. If in fact your student, if you believe that you're going to get in after 7:30 p.m., a common question is, you know, can my student come and pick it up for us? Absolutely. You know, and then when the families check in, they may come in and say, you know, provide us your name and we'll look for the packet, and it could possibly not be there, and we'll say, check with your student, and 10 times out of 10, the student came in and picked it up ahead of time. And so, but that's, you know, completely appropriate if you'd like that. When you purchase hockey tickets, if you purchase it in the manner of how we guide you through the registration process, we'll be certain to put your student's ticket in the same seating sequence that we have you seated. And reconnecting with your student, I think that Susan is probably the best person to talk about this because she works with the transition of parents and students, and so she wanted to talk a few minutes about checking in and reconnecting.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, now that we are into, I was just counting, we are into our 3rd week of classes, and we know you are wanting to come back to campus to visit your student. We know that this is a time of transition for you, so please know that my office is here to assist you with any questions or concerns that you have. Lisa just did an excellent overview of what the weekend offers, and I think it's an important time to come visit your student. A lot of them are looking forward to you to bring them some food and some warm winter clothes, because October is when we start getting cold around here, and so your students just want to spend time with you during that time too. Please be aware of the fall breaks. Columbus weekend's coming up shortly. So at this time, we'd like to open it up for questions. We can only take one question at a time, and we will try to get to everyone's question. So if anyone would like to begin typing in questions about Parents Weekend, or if you have any questions about the process or registration, we'd be more than happy to assist you. I did want to add, Lisa had mentioned that you can get a duck tour down at the Prudential Center. And the same thing, even though we offer the Fenway Park tours, some of them on Saturday I know are completely sold out. But that does not prevent you from going to the Fenway. You can always go contact the Fenway Park and go on a tour. They're every half hour, like 3:30, 4:30 on the half hour. So if you wanted to go and make free tickets on your own, you could do that. Someone was asking about John Quiones. We are still looking forward to seeing him be part of our presentation. His it will be Saturday at 2 o'clock in Blackman Auditorium, and like Lisa said, there are no tickets for that event. It's first come, first served. What is the dress code for the legacy pinning? I know it's on our schedule of events is the legacy pinning. That means that if you are a grandparent or a parent of a student who graduated from Northeastern, they will be doing a pinning ceremony, and it is casual business attire for that pinning ceremony.
The whole weekend is casual, and so you really want to dress for the weather.
Someone's asking us, how do I go back into the registration if you want to modify your registration or if you want to add tickets? There's two things that you can do. When you registered, you received a confirmation number. So you would just go back into the site, put your confirmation number in, and it will bring you to your registration. And you can, if you wanted to take away an event, or you wanted to change times for an event, or you wanted to add people, you would hit the modify your registration. Keep in mind that if you have any difficulty with that, you can call our office or email me at parents@nau.edu, and I can also do it for you. Someone is asking us about the career development session that they do. They're doing a wine and cheese session on Friday afternoon, and then University Housing is doing a presentation. They are pretty close to each other. On Sunday, I'm sorry, I thought they meant Friday, but Sunday, no, there is a time and they're going to be in the same Blackman Auditorium, so there'll be like a 15-minute break, and then you can just join in for the next session, so you won't miss either of them. Another question about dress code for the boat. The boat, again, is casual. Some people go all out and dress up on it, and then there's others that are very casual. It really is a good time. There's music. Hopefully, if the weather's nice, you can go out on the decks and just, take some family pictures overlooking the Boston skyline. So it's really casual, but like I said, some people are on the boat celebrating special occasions, and they are dressed up. We have a question about classes. The classes will be in session on Friday, so I think before you register for any events on Friday, it is important to check your student schedule. Especially for the ticketed events. I know, like the wine and cheese session, your student may not want to go in, but you can go if they're in classes. So you do want to check to see what their schedule is and if they'll be able to attend these events with you. We have a question. Is there a difference between the Friday career development session and the Sunday career development session? Yes, there is. The one on Friday, you will be going into their actual career center and seeing their space. They will be hosting wine and cheese, and they will have a lot of their staff members there. Then you can learn about the different services. The one on Sunday is a much more formal presentation where they'll have just one or two of their staff there, and they will be showing you a PowerPoint presentation. We have parents asking, is there a lot of walking on campus? We try to keep everything contained to one area. If you have an elderly person with you, unfortunately we do not have wheelchair availability. I have gotten some requests on that. I would say everything from the garage to everything, the sessions on L Hall are very much close together. Right? Except that the cookout is a little bit of a walk.
If you're familiar with campus, the Fall Festival will be outside on the Centennial Quad. It is rain or shine. Everything will be set up, and we'll provide ponchos, but we feel pretty strongly that it's going to be a beautiful, sunny, crisp day.
We hope so. We're lucky every year. It usually is the Indian summer piece, so let's hope that happens again. Is it expected that the students attend the presentations? Do you want to answer that, Lisa?
It completely depends on your student and if they'd like to attend. Again, you're going to see families that have brought the whole kit and caboodle, and they're, a pack of 10 people that will be coming, and then there will be others that it will just be, one family member or one sibling. If, in fact, they have interest in attending a presentation with you, absolutely. They're more than welcome to join it. If, in fact, they would prefer going to do something with their friends and it's a topic that you're interested in, you're more than welcome to attend on your own.
A couple of questions on the registration process. As Lisa mentioned, there is a $20 per person registration fee. Your Northeastern student does not have to pay the registration fee, but you do want to register them. So one of the very first questions on the registration is information about your student, because we want to know who you were with during that time. So,
and plus, just for numbers and ordering food and so forth, it's helpful for us.
So, and you talked about the Sunday farewell breakfast. There is 2 seatings. If you are at the 11 a.m. breakfast, yes, you would miss the talks that we were going to do Sunday morning in regards to housing and co-op. So you might want to plan accordingly to that. We have a question about the Spookapella concert. Will that fill up? Again, that is a first-come, first-served basis. There is enough room probably for about 150, 175 parents during that time. There are a lot of activities going on in that evening, so I don't think it will fill up to capacity, but I do think there's a slight chance it could happen.
I think, just to touch upon, in past years, we get the question of why, are there competing events and activities? And, the reason behind it is it just talks about the options again, that, what one person likes, another person may not like. And, we also were very happy to say that we have, I think last year we had 3,500 family members join us, which is a lot of people. And it's just space constraints. We don't have the facilities on campus to host everybody doing one thing. And so that's why we have activities going on at the same time with each other, and some of the more popular ones we try doing on Friday and on Saturday. So if you're unable to join one, you can join another.
And we have a parent asking, will we be opening more time slots for the Sunday breakfast? Unfortunately, like Lisa said, space is very limited, and we can only do 2 seatings during that time. We spoke a lot about if you were not coming or your son or daughter's roommate is not having a family member, we welcome them to attend with you too. You can include them in the registration process, or you can email me and I'll add them to your events. So if you're interested in taking along a student that does not have a family member, we'd be more than happy to assist you with that. The Marine Science Center tour, we are being asked, is there transportation? There is transportation on campus. We will be busing parents up to the site, and as Lisa mentioned, it is about a 3-hour trip back, total time, going and coming back. Yeah. And we had a parent ask, is there a lot of walking during that tour? And yes, I mean, if you had trouble walking, I would not suggest going on the tour, because you are touring the facility and the outside grounds. Question about the President's Talk, President Ayoun and the keynote speaker. When should you arrive for that, and how soon does space fill up?
Yeah, I was going to say, we typically will fill Blackman Auditorium. We always provide an overflow space that we do live stream. But again, because not everyone attends or has interest in attending, I would say in the past several years, it has not, we haven't gone to the overflow. And so if you go to the college breakfast and you walk over with your group, you should be absolutely fine. If you're not going to the college breakfast, I would arrive a half hour before. The doors open a half hour before the presentation. I believe the presentation is at, what time, 11? I think it's...
President Ayoun will speak at 11.
At 11, and so doors will be open by 10:30.
One of the other questions we get, will departments be open during that weekend, like the financial services office? They will be open on Friday, not Saturday. So if you're here on Friday, many of the offices are open until 4:30. A question about refunds, the dates from that. If you have already purchased tickets, or you do it, in the next few days, and then you change your mind, you have until October 20th to cancel and get a refund. After that date, we unfortunately are unable to give you a refund for like the duck tours and family tours, because we have already pre-purchased them. So keep in mind, October 20th is the last day for refunds.
And if you arrive on campus and you're still interested, you just really want that Fenway Park tour, that duck tour, when you check in at registration, please ask us, are there any tickets available? Because again, there are, several families that for whatever reason will cancel the day before, and they'll call the office and let us know, and we know that we have, a couple extra tickets. And so always ask at registration of a desired ticket.
So we have a question about college-specific events. For example, the Des Moines McKim School. Each of the colleges will be hosting a reception on Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, 4 to 5:30, and then again the college breakfast on Saturday. So the Des Moines McKim School of Business will be doing that on Friday and Saturday.
Every college will be represented.
A question about our global experience session. Someone is asking, is that a presentation or just a mix and mingle? That will be a formal presentation that they will be doing about the different study abroad programs and co-ops internationally. We have a question about the Marine Science Center. That is the popular topic tonight. Can parents go up there and visit at another date during that time? I would not suggest going up during the weekend on your own. Many parents think they can drive up there. We have already prearranged for a set number of parents to go during that weekend. But if you did want to go, if you were visiting campus on a Thursday or Friday, you could call and see if they could arrange for a tour. I do believe they do them.
Yeah.
Our faculty spotlight, we should have that firmed up in about another week, and we will put that on our website. And then we have a question about what is the typical audience for Parents Weekend? Is it first-year parents, Lisa?
Absolutely. I would say probably 9 times out of 10 it's a first-year parent, but we will, I would say, what, 90%?
I would say about 90% are first year.
And then
do have,
returning.
in the last few years, I think our numbers for second and third years have gone up over the years. So it really is a fun time, and we look forward to you coming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we have families of students who are currently abroad, studying abroad their first semester at Northeastern and joining us in January, and we have families that will be joining us as well, and which is nice because they get to network and meet other families, even though there's students not joining them during this weekend.
We have one question.
Oh, okay.
Will all professors be attending the Parent Family Weekend? No, they will not. We do one faculty spotlight that is a professor that will be doing a presentation. Some of the college receptions and some of the college welcomes will have faculty and staff available.
Exactly. So it looks like the webinar is coming to a close. Certainly, Susan and I thank you for joining us. Susan, I truly appreciate your participation and the time that you've given us. And again, thank you. If you have any questions that we didn't get to, you can email us at parents@northeastern.edu, and we'll gladly assist you, or you can call our toll-free number, 1-800-696-6516. And thank you very much, and we look forward to you joining us in the very near future. And again, look forward to our confirmations. We'll be sending those out shortly.